Oh man. So Battlefield 5, man. What a great new player experience, dude. I just tweeted out there's a Twitch partner streamer who's doing like an ad stream, you know. Swagger Souls, he's at the tippity top of the page right now. Dude, hilarious. I insta follow that guy. He is hilarious. I think he streams as a variety streamer, and he's playing Battlefield 5 for the first time. And oh man, the new player experience is so great. He can hit some good shots for sure, but man, he's from Australia, which is already bad. Has an English accent, American accent, but plays in OCE, I think, or somewhere around there, OCE servers, because I think one of the Australian ones is like 22 ping, so it's gotta be on Australia. But what he does, he goes to play and he clicks multiplayer, and then he clicks this, where it says Pacific War. What's up, Abdul? He clicks this and then he goes and hits play, right? And it puts him, because all the OCE servers, there's not many of them. They're all full or they're all RSP, right? And these don't put you in RSP, right? And and he gets put, because a timer goes out, I guess, and he gets put into, I don't know, like I think a Japanese server, where he has like 175 ping and his latency is like all over the place. It's stupid, right? the UI or what it does will ruin a person's first time experience on Battlefield, because things just won't make sense. New players don't care about the icons on the right side that tell them like things are bad, and there's just icons. Not a new player who's gonna install, not gonna know what the fuck those mean, especially the ping. I bet like half the people don't even care about the ping in the game, right? Tombstone or a duel, like a new player wouldn't know what those mean, what those numbers mean, right? They probably think it's good, but I mean, I don't know. But they play on breakthrough, which is not an easy game mode at all, especially when you got tanks and planes bombing you constantly, especially when everyone else on your team has no idea what they're doing, right? And it may be a surreal experience of landing on the beaches of Iwo Jima, right? But if you don't care about like World War II history or whatever, you just want to play a fun game, you're going to be going into that not knowing where to go. And if you try to push, you either get sniped, tank sniped, or bombed by a plane when you try to push up, especially as the first time you're playing with one of the default guns, right? And it is just, it's sufferable, because, you know, like me, I've been playing this game for like thousands of hours, right? And I feel like, you know, I've gone through everything this game has given to me, and it's one of my lowest rated Battlefield games, so that's a bad start already, especially in trying to recommend this game to others. It just has a terrible UI system. It has a terrible server system that used to be so much more simpler back in the day. It has a terrible matchmaking. It used to work, but now it doesn't. It's terrible friend matchmaking, because it used to work, but now it doesn't. It's kind of broken and goofy and confusing. Breakthrough can be a confusing game mode, especially when you can't win, if it's your first game and you're getting slaughtered. Outposts will probably be very confusing for the new player, but once they get the hang of it, it's not as chaotic. First off, tanks and planes come later, so Outposts would actually, I think, would be a good start to for a new player experience. But watching Swagger Souls play Battlefield for the first time is hilarious. He's a hilarious streamer, and just seeing him struggle through this game is eye-opening. But just spectate somebody, like when I watch Ender's stream, he's spectating people, and just seeing how confused a new player is It's crazy. You have to do a lot of work to make this game playable. You have to go through settings. You have to turn all, because it's all default in the option settings. And plus options is like kind of hidden away too. It's like down here for some strange reason. It's very awkward. And then this extra UI thing here, and let me make it bigger for you guys. What's up, Blueberry? Yeah, and music is next. So like you get this and like, what the hell is all this? Wait, I can play another game. Like it's very confusing. That shouldn't even be in the game, first off. But yeah, this is kind of dumb too. I feel like if I were to change up the UI quite a bit, you know where I put play? I would put play right here as well as right here. Just as, you know what I would do? Actually, even better than that. Let's say this was the play button, right? Let's say if I click this big thing and went here. It shouldn't. You know? It should go from this. When you click this, it should go straight to this here. Right? And I would design it differently. But I like this idea of having, you know, trending things. I like that. Incorporate this maybe on here in the server browser. Have it like on the right side, you know, condense this better, you know, squish it. Look at all this empty space here. Look at all this nothingness shit, right? Also pings. Look how it's organized. This is how it organized on default. You think a new player cares about this? Trash, right? So they're gonna go, oh, this one's open. Just go on a Turkish or a fucking, I don't even know what flag that is. What flag is that? Singapore? I don't know. He joined that, and then he's like, dude, this game sucks. I can't hit anybody. It takes like 50 bullets to kill someone. Yeah, because you're playing at 252 ping. It should not, you should not be allowed to do this. And of course, if the filter is set, I mean, you got to click this. A lot of people don't even know how to click that either. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess. The UI is crap for a new player. And you have to click so many things just to start playing. It's quite crazy. But if you want, you can just go multiplayer here and you click one of these big buttons. And you know what happens when the servers are full or there's not many of them? It puts you into another server very, very far away when it times out. Because it can't find anything new. And it doesn't even put you in RSP server. That's new player experience. This is easily one of the worst Battlefield games ever created. And I hope the next one's better, man. And I hope this one gets better too. But we learned that they don't have the technology to do simple UI changes or simply add another like button here in this. Like, it's crazy, right? But yeah, what new players, dude? I'm watching Swagger Souls, Twitch partner, add an ad stream, right? Playing Battlefield for ads, you know, or whatever. And I went through, I was watching, I was like, he could be having so much more fun if he only knew how to get around loops and bounds or understand the game more, because the game doesn't teach you anything. It's very complicated for a new person, especially Breakthrough would be extremely like, you'll just keep dying. If you have no idea what you're doing, you will keep dying constantly and you will not have fun. It's just, that's the churn. It's just the game mode itself should be more advanced. Maybe it should be labeled advanced for advanced players. I mean, something simple like TDM would be for beginners, or Conquest would be for beginners, I would think. Outpost would be like medium or something. I don't know, like, I don't know, just bad design, really. But welcome everybody. How's it going? Shady, how's it going? I just started playing this January and I'm just now figuring out how to get killed, not how not to get killed nonstop. It's so hard at the beginning. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But it's different from like playing Valorant right now and getting stomped on, right? There's a lot of things to learn in that, but it's straightforward. This is not, like a skill curve that you have to overcome. This is like a UI curve, or like just basic like what does this do curve kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? that's what you have to get over, not basic skill curves like, oh, I just need to aim better or whatever. It's not. It's really not that. It's just basic understandings. And like the main guns you get, they don't explain to you what they do, right? You go to your company, right? What the fuck is this? Like, where's my guns? Like, I guess these are the classes, and like, oh, I'll click this one, I guess. I was like, oh, here's my gun. And then you look at this and you're like, wait, where are all the other guns? What? Like, it gets really confusing now. It's like, what's this replace weapon? Okay, I guess I'll click that. Like, it'll take you a while just to get to where all your fucking guns are. You had to click like 14 times. A terrible UI system. BF4, dude, is so easier. All the guns were displayed already. Like, it's just all there. It's like, oh, I like this gun, right? Just think as a new player. It's like, who the fuck would click this, click a gun, then click replace weapon to finally have all your guns displayed here? And for a new player, you only see the top 3. You only see this one, the Gewehr, and then the M1 Garand would be there. And the guy's going around with the M18, not the M1, sorry, what's the newer one? M2 carbine, right? Running around with the M2 carbine with no sights because the defaults are iron sights. And the specializations are all locked and very confusing, right? It's just like, what is this? I don't know. I just want to shoot the gun, you know? So we go back here and it goes to customize when they actually find the button called customize, right? Because they don't care. They think this is like, this is what it should be, right? And this is not default in the slightest. So they're like, okay, I'll just go with, I don't know, what's this do? They'll look at this, like, when I was watching Swagger, he was looking at the reticle for some reason. Not the picture, but I would never look at the reticle type. And BF1 was a lot simpler too, because it would tell you how much zoom you would want in the reticle. It's all easier to handle. Also, when he was hovering over, he's like, oh, I like this, and then press back. He didn't equip it. He just pressed back, and he started playing, and it was like, where the fuck's my sight? You know? And then it gets very frustrating, and then you die a lot, and then you just exit and Alt F4, and then uninstall the game. It's the little thing. It's such a huge UI failure compared to all the other Battlefields, and that's why I rank Battlefield 5 one of the lowest out of all of them, for sure. But yeah, what's up, Deltara? Alfie, how's it going, guys? I'm just ranting again about the beginner. It's tough seeing you know, people that love games and want to try new games out and then come to Battlefield 5 for the first time. You know, I think one of the best FPS franchises of all time. And to go from where we were to what we have now is just laughably bad. And it makes me sad. Took me a while to figure out how to get different guns. I wish it would explain the specialization trees better or at all. Dude, you should have been here at the beginning, Shady. Holy, not Shady, NZ. What's up, dude? How you going? Different Shady above you, Shady. Esperanto. But yeah, in the beginning, the trees, there wasn't the UI was nothing like this. It was just this. And the trees were blatant upgrades. It just went straight down. Everything was upgradable. This is what you had. Like this made your gun just better. There's no downside to it. There's no choices. You just made your gun better. It was extremely stupid because that was the whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 model. This whole game was based off the Star Wars Battlefront 2 model. It was supposed to have loot crates. It was supposed to have pay to win scenarios. They built all their games off that, EA. And then this game was not out yet, but it was based on it, right? And so they had to reconstruct everything, which probably took a lot of development time. That's a lot of technology right there. A lot of technology to actually go back and change the whole UI. Then after beta, had to delay the game for another month. Just so what? Like the game can run properly? Like they never... Maybe they improved Battlefield. Thanks for the fall. Raw Match 2017. Welcome. I wish they would improve the UI more, but they couldn't because the UI person moved on, right? And they had a couple things that they added, but they're very minor things, super minor, and it almost seemed like an inconvenience to add them, right? But yeah, and that was it. That UI person did the UI changes, and that was it. We never heard from them ever again. They're good UI changes too. Like, I think one of the best UI changes for Battlefield 5 was when if you needed to heal yourself, the med pack at the bottom of the screen, like in the center area here, center of the screen, bottom center, it would flash. Now, it has like a little circular thing that keeps flashing. It's kind of like an annoyance. And it tells you to heal yourself. Before, we didn't have that. People would not heal themselves because they didn't know that they were damaged. Like, it was really bad. They made it better, but then they stopped. So I think around that time, when those people were, or those developers were told to go onto a different project, that should have been a red flag to all of us that anything coming out of this game would have been just not good, or not completed, or well thought out, or tested in any way. So that's... this is a canceled project. Battlefield 5 is literally a canceled project. I think, in my opinion, I'll be very surprised if they actually release another Theater of War. Like, that's a lot of money to put into this game. Huge amount of money to put in a new Theater of War. I just don't think it's worth it. They should stop immediately and put all that money into Battlefield 6 that actually has a decent UI, not confusing, can get into a decent server with decent ping, right? And easy to play game modes right off the bat. Easy to level up guns. Something good for the new player. Because you know what? The new player isn't going to hit play. Isn't going to hit combined arms and start playing. Like, they're just not going to do that. Because it's boring and it's not cool. Right? Get rid of that. Practice range, though, good idea. But if they kit practice range, there's a whole bunch of things here. It's like, what the fuck is all this? What is all basic train? What? Like, I just want to go in the practice range and shoot the guns. So you would hit this. There's a loading screen, and then there's a whole like montage of what you're gonna be experiencing. It's like, just shut up and let me go to the practice range and shoot the guns I want to shoot. Like, it's super convoluted, and it just doesn't work because you don't even get to use all the guns. Like, things are scattered all over the place. It's very confusing. I'm even confused, and I play this game for thousands of hours. That's why I never go there. They should get rid of almost all of this except for a shooting range. They should have that. Of course, single player is great. This should be... I mean, the whole UI here is really bad. Like, none of this should be here. It should be nice and big. War Story single player. Play single player. It should be big button right here. Boom, right there with nice pictures. Not this Into the Jungle thing. Like, what is this? Like, a new player's not gonna know what this is. He's still playing a horrible game. Yeah, but I'm worried about new players. Right? Is this... If any new players are coming into the stream and wondering why they're struggling so much, I'm trying to explain to people that this is why you're struggling. But anyway, in other news, Battlefield show, talk show. We'll probably talk about this on the talk show tomorrow night.